Paul's friend went to Paul, who is this guy, right? And Paul went, it's Arthur. He's Arthur. He's my cousin. He's from Essex. Hello again.
Hello. Hello again.
We was together earlier, actually, wasn't we? And here we are again.
Here we are.
I was just, as you came on, I was laughing to Christina, obviously the producer, and you was like, "What are you laughing at?" Basically, I'm so tired. I was yawning like, you're like when you do one of the big yawns. I made myself yawn. I said to Christina, please edit out any big yawns because it's so annoying. Like listening to a podcast and listening to someone yawn has got to be so annoying.
Yeah, when you're just listening to it as well, not even seeing them yawn.
Yeah, how annoying. But yeah, because we'll go straight in with my my dilemma for the week with having no gas. That has just been
what a joke.
It's been a joke, honestly. Right, I'm going to go on a quick rant and we'll move on. My house is filled up with one of those like big cylinders. You fill it up with gas, probably like 2-3 times a year maximum. Like it's not actually that bad. They come, you got have an account anyway. They usually text you when you're 30% low, so you've got plenty of time to fill it up. You should never really run out. Anyway, so we didn't get the text message. We've completely run out, and that gas, we've got gas hob, obviously heating, hot water, completely run out. I've been on the phone to Calagas since last Friday, so it's 6 days today. I think that's right.
I think that's a joke.
And I have not been able to get through to anybody to make any sense of what's going on or why they can't deliver. Like, it's been -4 degrees. It's just been 3 kids. We've been huddling in one room. We've got one Dyson hot air thing. Thank God for that, because that kind of has been heating up like the one room that we're all in. Anyway, it's been an absolute nightmare. And today, finally, after 6 days, they filled it up. But you might be able to hear the fan. I don't know if you can or not, because we've fired it up today. But I think it's going to take hours. Our house is colder than it is. The house feels colder than it does outside. That's how bad it is.
Yeah, I was expecting to see you on here with like a bubble hat and a scarf on.
Well, I've got this big blanket on my legs, but I've got the heater on. Poor kids, I've took it out the lounge. And in like 10 minutes, they'll be coming back in here for it.
Mama needs it. But that is a joke. That's like, like this day and age, things like that should not be happening, surely. Come on. They should be able to get a bit of gas to you. Seriously.
But, I was on the phone to the emergency line. And I was like, this is an emergency. I have 3 children. I have a newborn. Obviously, I don't have a newborn. But you're just like,
yeah,
3
but
kids.
you've got a baby.
We're freezing. Like, his little hands, obviously, we had the heater on in the room. We was like Charlie the Chocolate Factory, all in one room.
Yeah, all in one room.
Yeah, with the one fan on. But like in the mornings when he's crawling about, like his little hands, like he's so cold. Like, it's just been, anyway, it's sorted, and hopefully tonight it should heat up soon. But I don't know, it's 6:45 and it's not that hot yet.
Well, but probably by like night, it was probably going to take a good few hours to heat that house up now, though, isn't it? If you've not had no heating on for days. You've really underplayed it. I'd be literally going out of my mind. Because even when my heating goes off for a little while, I'm quite a cold person. Like, I feel straight away, I'm like, oh, it's chilly, like.
Yeah, it's been like that. It's been awful. And obviously, I had the Revive Collagen away trip, didn't I? And we still hadn't heard back from Calagas, still the situation. So I said to Paul, look, well, I'm staying in the hotel for the night. Pick up the kids from school, bring them here. At least they can have a hot shower. It's nice and warm. Like, the last thing I wanted was them to have, when I'm here, don't want them at home in a freezing cold house. Anyway, so it was quite sweet, actually, because we surprised them. We picked them up from school, drove to the hotel, and we went, look where we are. And they was like, really confused. We was like, we're spending the night in hotels. They was like really excited.
Oh, yeah, I bet they love that.
But it was really tough.
You're gonna have warm beds tonight, kids.
That's it. And they were like, you can imagine, can't you? They just was like jumping about, but for me it was so like, obviously more than anything, I wanted them to have a nice warm room and a hot shower. But I basically had like back-to-back meetings all day, and then we had like a group dinner in the evening. Like, we do it once a year. to just run through stuff for the year, business and stuff like that. Anyway, so after the long day of meetings finished about 6:00, we was like, well, let's all go for dinner at 8. I was like, perfect. But obviously then I had to go back to the room, order the kids' room service. Well, I mean, Paul was there, but you know what it's like. They want to see me because they haven't seen me all day. And then fed Edward, get everyone bathed. Okay. Anyway, before I knew it, I had to jump in the shower and get straight down to dinner. And I feel like that happened 2 days on a trot. And then I feel like today, it's just all caught up on me. I'm so tired that I just feel drained, you know, like, because it's not only working,
it's when you've got, see, what you probably thought was going to be maybe like a little 2-day away trip, working, you've ended up with the whole family in the sort of,
the whole family in the hotel room. And it's funny because I went down to dinner and everyone was like, oh, I had a nice nap, or someone went to the spa or gym, I can't remember. And I was like, oh, if only. Because like you do need to like let your brain feels
switch
fried
off,
when you've been in meetings all day, doesn't it? But
completely,
it was fine, but it's just caught up on me. I just feel shattered, like. And it was funny because in our room it was like a little bit of a walk-in wardrobe, but it was perfect because I sort of, the cot fitted in there, so like Edward was in the cupboard, like we was laughing saying Edward's room in the cupboard, but it worked quite well because it was so dark in there as well. And in our house, we haven't got all our... Yeah, so we slept quite good, which was a bonus. But he keeps waking up at 5 and half 5.
Well, just... I mean, I'm all hours of the night, so, you know, I feel you. Margo wakes up at about 4:30, 4:45, and that's like the start of her day. Or start of my day,
Edward
should I say. She nods back that's off, it. Obviously, after, but... When I wake up at that time, there's no going back. You're up, aren't you? You can hear all the birds tweeting, like you're up.
It's so hard. It's not so bad when it's like spring, summer, because it's nice to see the sunrise. And it's like, but it's pitch black.
Look at you. It's nice to see the sunrise.
It is. Like, it's just not as bad.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get up and see the sunrise.
Well, you would, wouldn't you? If you're up at 4:45, what time are you up again at 4:45? If you're up at 4:45 and you're making yourself a cup of tea, I'm not saying like go outside and do some grounding. I actually would do that. But no, go, if you was up that early and the sun's rising, that's quite nice, no? Would you not look out the window?
Yeah,
no,
of course, yeah. I'd rather go back to sleep.
I'm a bit more earthy than you.
I'd rather nod off out of choice, but you know.
So how's your week been?
Yeah, good. Busy. So we started filming again this week. It's always like the first week or two, I mean, you obviously know as well, when you get back into filming, it's like just getting back into the swing of things, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Takes time.
The other day it was funny. It does. So we're filming and I basically... They filmed the whole school, like the routine, our morning routine now. So they're up their hours at ours. It's about 7 a.m. And then it got to, so they was at ours pretty much all day. It got to about 2:00. And I said, do you know what, guys? I've had enough. I said, I'm really tired. I've hit a brick wall. I can't answer any more of your questions. I've had enough.
Don't blame
and
you.
Like, they was laughing because they was like, we can tell. I was like, I'm really, do you know what it is, right? When you're filming, you know, I've got a newborn baby and it is very real. They're just in your house following you, what you're doing. But sometimes you just need the space, don't you? I just thought, you've been here since 7:00. It's time to go.
Having the third child and she's still, a couple of months old. What is she, 8 weeks? Is she 8 weeks?
She'll be 8 weeks tomorrow.
It's so tiring. And like you're saying, your day starts at 4:45, right? By 2:00, you know, it's done. You're done. You need time to yourself.
Exactly. I'm done. So I've started filming this week. What else have I been doing? I don't remember anything. By the way, to our listeners, I have, like, I thought I had baby brain when I was pregnant. My brain is fried. I cannot concentrate and I cannot get my SHIT together, if I'm really honest. I just can't.
You spell it out.
I can't get my shit together. I literally can't. Like, it's almost like I start doing one thing, right, and I have this really like productive moment, and I think, right, okay, I've got to do this, or I'm sorting that out, I'm replying to that email, because obviously I am working now as well a little bit. But when you've got a baby, and even if she's asleep, right, I find myself hovering. I don't know why, because I should just get on with my tasks. Like, she's asleep, she's fine. But I'm finding myself hovering around her and actually just keep thinking, oh, and in my head I tell myself, oh, don't bother starting that. She's going to wake up in a minute. She's going to wake up in a minute. And it's like, then before I know it, it's been an hour and she's still asleep. I could have done the task that I wanted to do.
You should actually really appreciate these times where she's having long period of naps in the daytime, because see Edward now, it's kind of not happening anymore. Like, he has half an hour in the morning and then he won't have an afternoon nap now till like 2:00. And then that 2:00 one's an hour, then that's it till bedtime.
This is the thing. With Margo, we have good days and we have tough days. Like, so today I've had a really good day with her. Like, she's been, obviously we was up and out early this morning. We see you. She slept all the way home, which was amazing. We got home, fed her, changed her. She slept again for a few hours, fed her, changed her, cooked dinner, like done everyone's dinner, and then obviously just cleared up from dinner before we started this. But yesterday, I could not put her down all day and she didn't sleep a wink. So just to our listeners, so that everyone's kind of across this, I think Margo might be suffering with a little bit of reflux. She's not very comfortable when I put her down.
This time round, being a mum with your baby, you do seem quite overprotective and then every time I see Margo, she just seems absolutely perfect and really quiet. Like, she doesn't even make a noise. And Mum had her on her shoulder
But
earlier.
It's a different story when we're at home.
Right, okay. Every time I see her, she's just like, all these little noises. Like, and maybe it's because it's your third, and like, when it's your third and it's your last, I guess you are a bit like quite protective. But all the stories that you tell me, I still haven't witnessed yet, because Margo just seems to be like really, really chilled and really happy.
No, and don't get me wrong, she is. Then we have some days with her where you literally can't put her down. Like, every time I put her down, she's like, you know, like the legs go up and they're like a bit uncomfortable. And she's really sicky as well. Like, she's a really, like, but sometimes it's like watery sick. Other times it's a bit more curdled. And I know babies are sick, like both of mine were like that. But I don't know, you know, like, it's just, you know, as a mum when your baby's happy and when they're not.
Yeah, well, with Edward, I had it quite bad. It wasn't reflux, it was colic, and I couldn't get him to latch, all that we spoke about before. But Edward used to scream the house down. You know, I feel like Margo has little moments where she feels a bit uncomfortable, but I honestly do think she's fine. I think everything you're doing is right. She might have a little bit of colic or reflux because of the milk and, you know, trying to digest it and whatever. But I think she's absolutely fine and just chill. Are you watching Love Island?
Not interested. Not this time round. My brain can't digest that as well.
So she's here, Mum. So there's a new Australian girl they've put in. They've put two Aussies in there.
I've seen clips. Yeah, that they've sent in. Are they from the Love Island Australia?
No, it's from our Love Island in the UK. But they've put two Australian islanders in, and the girl Jessie. There's so many messages saying they think that she looks like me.
Oh my God, I've got to Google her.
But it's really funny because obviously
Jessie,
I've got like three kids. Love. I can kind of see it across the eyes and the cheekbones, but she's like
Jessie,
really like slim. She's obviously like way younger than me. I mean, I'll take it as a compliment. Well, but it's really funny because I keep getting loads of DMs. But what do you think? I can kind of see it a little bit.
Oh yeah. Well, I've just clicked on. I think I've got the right.
Maybe when I was younger. It's really funny because I'm looking at myself now in this reflection of the cameras. I look nothing like her. Maybe when I was dolled up back in the day.
Yeah, I could definitely see the resemblance. Sorry. So
So I'm watching it. I actually am, to be honest. But
oh, you are watching it.
yeah, but I don't know why. Because, like you said, it's just a tough one, isn't it?
I'm quite surprised because you don't really.
I don't really watch
Well,
TV.
one thing I have been watching, and I'm on the last couple of episodes, and I really don't want it to end. Emily in Paris,
know.
and it's
They
getting me
must be filming-
really excited for our Paris trip
They must be
this year.
Yeah, I loved it. I watched that in like literally a couple of weeks. Are they doing another series?
I have no idea. Probably because it's so popular. Surely they are.
I was just flicking through my pictures. I had Paul's party, didn't I?
Oh
Paul's,
yeah,
gaming party.
that
It was
looked
so
amazing.
fun.
I mean, obviously I know Arthur went.
I'm just was looking through my week to like fill everyone in. So yeah, I had a party for little Paul. His birthday was on the 29th of December, but we was all quite poorly. So I arranged his party for in January, and when they're back at school, it's a bit easier to kind of get all his mates there as well. And the whole party idea was actually Paul's idea. It was like, you know, it was quite on it, and it was really good because I didn't really know how a gaming party would turn out. But this like company come in with like gaming chairs, like all the consoles, all the games set up, and then I had like a picnic table. I had all like the Mario and Sonic characters and balloons and stuff. But it was so calm. You know, like sometimes kids' parties can be absolute chaos.
Wild.
And just like what is going on. To be fair, he only had like his best boy mates. It wasn't like all the girls too, because I do think the girls are the ones that go a bit cray cray. It was Rosie had two of her friends there, but that was it. It was all boys. But like, you know, they were so like calm. They was all playing the consoles, and I had a pizza van. Then they played them for like an hour and a half, I think 2 hours. Then they went a pizza, sat down, had their pizza, and then there was a bit of music on at the end. There was like a little bit of a dance and a bit of a play. But it was actually a really lovely vibe. But you know, like I think it's because it's calm.
Yeah, just calm.
They were just all sort
because
of
they're all
like,
sitting there with headphones on playing gaming.
yeah, gaming. But Arthur really enjoyed it. It was good because I mean, obviously, I spoke to you, didn't I? He just got stuck in there, and although he didn't know anyone, he loved it. Like he's very confident. You know, like some kids might be a little bit like, oh, I don't really know anyone. I feel a little bit shy. And obviously, Paul's with all his mates as well. Like, but he really enjoyed it.
Do you know what's quite funny though? I think if I had have been there with him, he probably would have been more like mummy. But I think where he was just there with like you and mum, he just like you say got stuck in and enjoyed himself.
But it was really funny. So Paul brought the boys home. Then I was in the other car with mum and Rosie and all the bits. Anyway, it was funny because Paul had one of his little friends come back to the house. So the three boys were in the back. There was a bit of like to-ing and fro-ing. I don't know, it wasn't like arguing, but there was a bit like beef going on, Paul said. They were sort of talking about cars or whatever, and someone knew this car, someone knew that car. And Arthur was like, yeah, I know these cars, and I don't know, whatever it was. And Paul's friend went to Paul, who is this guy, right? And Paul went, it's Arthur. He's Arthur. He's my cousin. He's from Essex. Paul said, like big Paul. So it was just the funniest conversation. Because obviously, like, Paul's mate's like, who is this guy?
He's from
like,
Essex.
Like, piping up.
He's
like,
not,
whatever they're talking about.
The mate was like, none of your sort round here.
Paul went. It was the funniest conversation. And obviously, little Paul's like, it's Arthur. Like, it's my cousin. He's from Essex. But he just, Paul thought it was just so funny.
So on that day when obviously Arthur come to the party with you and mum, Nellie was at her friend's. She went horse riding and had a sleepover at her friend's house. And so me, Greg and Margo went into London. It was kind of like a little bit of a belated birthday trip.
Nice.
I was going to pick my birthday present, and we was going to go, like, we went for lunch. We went to Le Petit Maison for lunch. It was really nice. Margo literally, I can't even tell you, it was so funny. She basically slept all day. Like she did wake up and like feed, nappy change, like had a little look around then, but she was so good. But I said to Greg, I think Margo likes being out and about. I think that's where I'm going wrong. I've just like well, when I can, like as much as I can, I like to stay indoors with her, especially at the moment it's so cold. I actually think she really likes being out and about.
Edward's quite
She's
like
more
that as well,
chilled.
actually. And then when you're indoors, sometimes you feel like they get a little bit like ratty and agitated. But I also think that when they're Margot's age, they love being out and about. And also, it's the white noise of like the hustle and the bustle. You know, like if you was in a restaurant,
Yeah.
or I don't know what you was doing, shopping and being pushed about in the pram. They do like it. Talking of out and about, I bought Edward a playpen. No, out and about for him. Literally,
I used to have one for Nelly.
Well, I had to. When Mum was here last week, Mum was like, "You need to get him a playpen." I was like, "I did think about that." Only reason why, because in our kitchen we've got like those the dining room chair, the table chairs in the kitchen are quite. He keeps pulling himself up, falling back, and the floor's tiled, and he's fallen back a few times now. And it's actually quite dangerous, like because it's tiled floor, and he's not that sturdy yet, like on his feet. So got him a playpen, and Mum's here today, so Mum set it up. Me and Mum was really laughing. I was like, "You're actually really good at fixing things." Mum was like, "I should have been in construction."
No, Mummy's really good at putting things together.
She's put it together, and we've put him in there, and he's not feeling it at all. He just
Oh no! Does he feel like he's in like baby jail?
well, he's so used to just roaming about downstairs where he wants to go. And that's fine, but I can't constantly be hovering over him. It's just impossible. Like, there's always things to do.
He'll get used to it.
I know. I just thought,
I had to do it with Nelly. Nelly was in a pen because she was like ruthless, wild child everywhere. They get used to it.
It's so dangerous. Yeah, but also as well, it's not small. It's actually quite a big pen. But it was really funny because Big Paul, not that it's a pen and it's somewhere for Edward to play. Paul just doesn't like clutter and things to look cluttered. So he walked in the kitchen earlier and he was like, literally stared at it and he went, "Oh, I didn't know it was going to be like that." And I was like, "What did you expect? Like, it can't be that. Like, it's got to be."
Can you send me a video?
Yeah, I'll send you a video of it. It does take up like the whole kind of seating area, but it's only temporary. It's not going to be like forever. It's only whilst he's crawling and he's not sturdy on his feet.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, once he's done with it in a couple of months, you might as well have it. 'Cause it's like brand new. It's lovely. But I think once he's walking,
Trying to ship it over to me now, are we?
Mum can put it down and put it back
it's
up
lovely.
For you. It is. It's nice.
Sue will
You'll need one.
Sue will fix it. Get Suzie to bring it over.
I will.
And
No,
fix
but
it
once
up
he's
for me.
walking, I said we won't necessarily need it, but yeah, I'll be handing that one down to you.
Thank you. We've actually started trying to sort our playroom out, and
Looks lovely.
it's so like but there's certain parts of it which look really nice, but you just can't get away from the big old colourful toys, can you? You know, like you want it all to look
No.
like nice and all the nice neutral colours, but then I've got like a big like red and yellow car garage thing, this big like play table with all bright colours. Like I think moral of the story is for both us, kids' toys, they take over your house. They do, don't they?
Do. Like I keep tripping up the walker. Like, he loves the walker. That's not going anywhere. But like I keep walking into the walker. You know, like it's just so many things.
Yeah,
and, like,
big like.
Because at this age, it's like the thing, they are big, like it's like big stuff, isn't it? But that's what I've got to say about the toy pen. So, what did you get for your birthday? Come on, you went shopping, you went to Le Petit Maison, what did you get?
So we went shopping and right, so I got a bag. I'm really laughing because, you know, like when you like go into like one of the nice bags that you expect it's going to be a nice experience. And anyway, I basically got ID'd to buy a bag last Saturday. What
do you mean?
I got ID'd to buy a bag.
Why on earth do you need ID
got ID
to buy a purchase?
Right, okay, so I actually didn't even. I was just browsing. I had no intentions. Didn't know what I wanted. So
Google this.
I thought I'd just go in there and have a little browse around. And first of all, I was looking at like the earrings and stuff. So looking at the earrings, and then had a little look at the bags. And the lady, the shop assistant, was like, "Okay, so I was like, I really like it. So yeah, let's get the bag. She was like, we need, have you got ID on you? I was like, actually, no, I don't have ID on me. Asking Greg, have you got ID on you? I was like, no. I was like, what? And you know what it reminded me a little bit of? You know the scene out
Pretty
of
Woman.
Honestly, it was like Pretty Woman, yeah. It was just the most irritating situation because you think, actually, like, you know, I'm here, like, trying to, you know, it's on my birthday, we want to buy something nice, and they basically are, like, IDing us for it. Anyway, so in the end, Greg luckily had a picture of, like, a passport or something on his phone. So we showed it, and there was a lady next to us who was also trying to buy a bag, and she was also being asked for ID, and she didn't have hers on her, not even a picture on her phone, and they just sent her away. And also, you know, like in these, they just said, well, sorry, you can't buy the bag. But also, you know, in like these sort of shops, right? It takes so long, doesn't it, to buy a bag? It's like, I just want to buy the bag, but put the bag in a bag. Give me the
such
like bill when I want to go.
Yeah, it should be such a special experience as well. Like, them bags are, as we all know, they're not cheap. They're an investment. They're so expensive. Like, it's a one-off special piece that you don't get yourself every day. Like, that should be a real moment that you'll never forget. And now it's been spoiled with like all these questions and interrogation and ID and.
No, and honestly, it must have gone on for well over an hour. This was going on for over an hour, and I was like really thirsty. I was like, "Have you got any water, please?" No drinks. I was like, "Oh,
what? No champagne?
No drinks? No. Oh my gosh, that would have been amazing. No, absolutely not. Not even a water." And
no way, they're so bad.
Yeah, and it actually got to the point where I felt like saying, "Do you know what? Just keep the bag." Just keep the bag. I can't be bothered with it now.
I mean, you're better than me. I would have walked out.
Me, I know. Well, I thought I need to follow this one through. I was like, otherwise I'm not getting my birthday present.
It's my birthday present.
There's no way Greg's gonna walk around the shops today. Like, we was literally we was just meant to be in and out. You know, like just literally going a couple of shops out. This just dragged on for so long. Where I had Margo with me as well. She started stirring, so I was like, right, I'm just going to go and take her for a little walk, Greg, while he was dealing with this situation. Yeah, it was a real, like, it was just annoying. I just thought...
But also, it's like a bit of a dampener, isn't it, on, like, such a special moment. I'm trying to read, and I can't... They're saying that in Korea, they've got a new policy about bringing your ID, but I can't see anything it says about the UK. And it's saying it is known as a measure to filter out resellers who buy bags and then resell them with extra money. But, like, everyone... You can resell your stuff. Oh, maybe they mean...
If you bought it, you own it.
Yeah, like... Or maybe do they mean reselling it new
maybe
for extra?
Or maybe like the... what do you call it? Like,
but even if you...
that buy them and then...
Concierge. But even if you...
Concierge.
Right, 1 minute. I need to get my head around this. Even if you was buying that bag to go home... and to resell it brand new for an extra £1,000 or however much, how is that person ever going to know and put that bag back to you via your ID? But I bet she just looked at it like, or does she log that ID to that bag? It's not like she's putting the serial number with the bag.
Well, I don't know. I had to do like a QR code thing, but I don't, yeah.
That is an absolute... shocker.
I know, it was very it was just weird.
I just can't believe that you have to have ID and then they didn't even offer you a drink and you've got a baby and you're about to spend money.
But also it was just like, it was like kind of the attitude. And there was one point, sorry, one last thing on this. I was looking at Greg and I was going to him, you know, I was being very discreet and I was saying to Greg, I think it's just mad, isn't it? I was like, it's so, like, all this big palaver. And then another shop assistant went, it's for your own benefit, for your protection. And I felt like looking at her and saying, I weren't talking to you. I didn't.
Mind your business.
You know, like, no, I felt like saying, I wasn't talking to you. But
I just feel like I need to go in there.
Other than that, we had experience.
I feel like I need to put a video camera on myself and be like a secret shopper.
Yeah, people do that. Yeah,
That's
I've
really
seen someone I
bad.
follow on Instagram done that once. She done that. She put a secret and she went into all the like the high end shops and videoed how they treated her,
Treat her.
and it was bad. Like like how they treated her, like by what she was wearing and what she looked
Yes.
like. It was.
I totally get that. When you
It's
walk
so
into an
true,
expensive
isn't it?
shop, they literally look you up and down, and and if you are casual, because
It's
sometimes
so
I've
bad.
been in London and popped in somewhere, or I don't really shop that much, but if I have, and let's say I'm really casual, literally in like Nike trainers, leggings and a sweatshirt, they actually look at you like to say like, what are you doing in here?
I know. It's really weird. It's wrong. Yeah. Anyway, other than that, had a really nice day.
Good. I'm really glad for that. Let's go on to dilemmas. Right. Dear Sam and Billie, what are your thoughts on an older woman seeing a younger man? I'm 38 and I'm seeing a 26-year-old. How do I tell my parents go girl. How do I tell my parents as I'm worried what they'll think? You're 38, do what you want. We're very happy, but I'm worried about the stigma attached to it. What are your thoughts and how should I tell my parents? I think love is love, and if you're happy, age shouldn't be an issue. I don't think at 38 you should even worry really about telling your parents, because you're 38 at the end of the day. If you're happy, then your parents should be happy for you. I understand that you feel you're worried a little bit about the stigma, but you obviously seem like in this dilemma to me, like she said that they're very happy, then there's nothing really to worry about, right? Just going off from that, I don't think I could ever go out with someone younger than me.
No, but also some 26-year-olds might be more mature than a 36-year-old. It just depends on the person, doesn't it? And I'm sure as well.
So true.
Her parents would understand when she meets the guy. When they meet the guy, sorry.
I think maybe if I was like in my 50s and someone younger come along, like mum, for example, if like a hot 40-year-old came along, it'd
You'd
be
snap
like,
them up.
go for it. Or like that, yeah, like, but I don't, like me personally, I've always, well, I say older man, Paul's only a couple years older than me, but yeah, maybe this guy's really mature and but it's working. Just tell your parents, if you feel like this is a forever thing, tell your parents and you're happy. They should be happy for you, right? I don't know. It's quite...
Completely agree.
She's a cougar. Be
Why the
proud.
hell not?
Be a cougar and be proud. Right, okay, so next dilemma. I've got a dilemma with my mother-in-law. I love the mother-in-law ones.
Yeah.
She keeps letting my son watch inappropriate age videos on YouTube about shooting and stuff. I've asked her not to so many times, but she completely ignores me. What do you suggest?
Oh. Tell her again and tell her straight and say, I'm not. Yeah. If you can't like monitor what he's watching on YouTube,
Just say, as my mother-in-law, as nanny or grandma, whoever, I've decided that I actually don't want him to watch YouTube when they're together. I think he'd rather just play with his nan. You know, I don't want YouTube altogether. Thank you. Like, do you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like, you should
spend
just
time.
put that...
Yeah.
Spend time and just say, I've got a rule now, and there's, we're not doing YouTube. He can only watch YouTube when he's at home and it's like under our rules and our boundaries. When you're together with him, I just want you to play or do activities or whatever it is that... Because she's obviously... But why would you put shooting and inappropriate stuff on?
I don't know. Some people just have different, I suppose, perspective on things, don't they? Like she might just think that's quite... Or because
But I wonder what that could be.
If he's enjoying, if it's something that he's like enjoying watching or being entertained by, she might think he likes it. But actually, no, as a mum, you would be like, what are you doing? Like, no. You just have to be really straight and honest with people.
Like, yeah, you do. Do you think that she's putting on like Call of Duty?
Could be.
Or something. Like what?
It's probably something that's
People
probably
say-
like a little bit violent and aggressive that you don't really want your kids to watch.
Well, also, you should speak to your husband and tell your husband to tell his mum as well. 'Cause
Yeah,
you need backup.
absolutely.
You need to, like, have support from your partner.
Step
and be
in.
like, step in. This isn't my mum, it's your mum. Come on, like, tell her to stop doing this. It's causing a problem. Right, okay, so ask us anything. What's the best prank you've ever done on someone? I once fooled my mum into believing she won the lottery.
Oh,
that's
that's
so mean.
That is really mean. Wait, I'm sure, did mum do that to
my God.
You know mum's done that to someone.
Who? What,
Mum,
she's won the lottery?
get mum in. Call mum in now. Call mum in.
Mum? Mum!
Say, have you ever pranked anyone and made out as if they'd won the lottery? I'm sure mum told me she's done this.
Mum said that the lottery had been on the night before. So the next day, she got the numbers like for next week's lottery, but she put down the numbers from the lottery that had just won. And then she gave it to her ex-boyfriend or something. She said a boyfriend. And she went, oh, check these numbers for me from last night's lottery. So he was like ticking them off. And then he was like going, as he was getting down the line, he was like, so he didn't look at the date, and he genuinely thought that Mum got all the numbers for the lottery. That's actually a really good prank. We should do that.
That is good, but it's quite mean, isn't it? It is quite mean.
Oh, imagine that like roller coaster of emotions.
That's really bad.
Oh, I'm so cold. Right, is that all we've got time for today?
Yes,
I know we've all got
we have, because I've got to go and
rush
I've
off.
got to go and do the bedtime routine now.
Me too. They're all in the playpen, by the way. I've gone in there.
Can
Mum,
you send me
Paul,
a video?
Rosie. Yeah, Mum, Paul, Rosie, and Edward are all sitting in the playpen. Mum's playing. They're playing Truth or Dare, as you do right before bed. Okay, well, we will see you next week, guys. Love you, sis.
Love you.
Mwah.
Mwah. Bye.